many of you have had an experience that took your breath away? Thank you. I have. I had the horrible experience of losing my little brother. And at the time, I didn't know the impact it would have on me. And I didn't lose my brother in the usual way that you'd think of. I lost my brother to the prison system. When my brother was incarcerated, I was outcarcerated. I was serving the sentence with him, but the only difference was I was serving the sentence on the outside. Those on the outside are serving time too. And on November 21st, 1997, we attended the trial. It was the worst, most difficult day in my life. My brother opted for a jury trial, and he would not take a plea bargain. That was the day I lost my brother. That was the day that changed my life. That was the day I learned about my capacity for compassion, something I never thought about before. This was the first time I lost somebody close to me. This was the first time I realized what it's like when something happens to somebody and how it affects other people, other loved ones, other family members. When people care about each other, it increases their capacity for compassion. How many of you have ever known somebody that was incarcerated, that had a terminal illness or an addiction? Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Did you ever think about how it affects their family and how it changes their lives? Well, I never did until the day of the trial. That's the day that I joined millions of people in the United States affected by incarceration. When my brother was incarcerated in 1997, there's about 1 million people in prison. Today, there's over 2 million people in prison. Even though the United States has only 5% of the world population, we have over 20% of the incarcerated population. When my brother went to prison, I became outcarcerated and I went into a self-imposed prison. I didn't know what the rules were. I didn't know who to talk to. I didn't know what to do. Back then, talking about incarceration was not common. People didn't talk about it. And then, and now, till today, it's a hidden sentence for those people who have loved ones in the prison system and for family members. I was too full of shame and guilt to ask for support. I was still depressed, and I wasn't even present in my own life. And why? Because it was like my brain was split in two. I was living in the real world, my life, and living in this alter universe of the prison system. When my brother went behind the bars went up around my heart, and I realized I had to tear them down in order to receive compassion and support. And by me standing here in front of you today shows that I've removed those bars. I'm no longer in a self-imposed prison. I am no longer a victim of the prison system. I learned that I had a choice in being outcarcerated. That I could choose and decide if and how I was going to serve the sentence with my brother. And you have a choice too. You can decide how you're going to react to any situation, no matter what you're facing. If I had shared my story sooner, if I had spoken to people, then I would have received the compassion and support that I yearned for and needed all those years of silence. All those years of guilt and shame could have been alleviated. If there's anything that you're keeping hidden, I invite you to release it, open up, and have a conversation with someone. Let's have conversations instead of shame. If there's something that you're keeping hidden, find a safe group, a safe person, a safe friend, and talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about it, whatever it is for you. It will make your journey easier and open the door to your capacity for compassion.